because I wanted to try. Yeah, with the bus and we have to pay and like.
But how can we run the band without a gun?
I know, but.
Improvisational theater is a form of theater where most or all of what is performed is created at the moment it is performed. In its purest form, the dialogue, action, story, and characters are created collaboratively by the players as the improvisation unfolds in the present time, without use of an already prepared written script.
We don't have the budget anymore. Okay, the band is going bankrupt. I have to take the bus here.
In Hanoi, one group has made its name among expat community is the Rotten Grapes. They play comedy impromptu with members from all around the world.
Nhóm mình là tổ chức show hàng tháng ở đây và thỉnh thoảng sẽ làm một vài show lớn ở Trung tâm Văn hóa Pháp. Thì chỉ qua những cái show diễn này và bọn mình có ghi hình lại để đưa lên YouTube hoặc Facebook thì cho mọi người biết đến dần đến môn nghệ thuật này. Thì cũng bắt đầu dần dần có nhiều người Việt hơn đến tham dự với show. Và cái điểm đặc biệt hơn là khi người Việt đến thì họ sẽ quay lại bởi vì họ sống ở Hà Nội này thì họ sẽ khả năng họ quay lại cao hơn. Bởi vì kịch ứng biến là chúng ta hoàn toàn ứng biến không có kịch bản. Nên nó cũng ít đòi hỏi khả năng diễn xuất hay khả năng ghi nhớ của người tham gia hơn. Mà cái quan trọng nhất đó là phải hiểu nhau với hiểu mọi người trong nhóm và phải tự nhiên. Thì đó cũng chính là những cái gì mà mọi người chúng ta hàng ngày thường làm ở trong cuộc sống. Nên đa phần những người không nhất thiết phải có học qua về kịch hay là về hài thì mới có thể tham gia được, mà ai cũng có thể tham gia được.
The ability to improvise don't come easy, but it's a process of strict, careful practice and understanding among actors. Let's learn about this new interesting art form with the Rotten Grapes. Hello everyone, welcome to Sharing Vietnam on VTC10 NetViet. In the program today, we'll take a look into the activities of a group of comedy improvisers in Hanoi, the Rotten Grapes. Thank you, Lalio, for spending time with Sharing Vietnam. So we would like to know a little bit about yourself and the reason that brought you to Vietnam.
Okay, hello, thank you for having me. So basically, my story starts in Vietnam, rather. My story started in 2012 when I moved here with my family. And I ended up staying after high school to finish university. And I'm almost done with my undergraduate degree in business. I used to go out with some friends and we used to gather and play improv games just in an amateur way, but we didn't really have plans to do it very seriously. So then Long approached me and he said that he had plans to start something more serious and professional. And that was how I got into the Rotten Grapes, and we've been doing this for I've been with them for 2 years now, but it's been going on for a bit longer.
How would you describe the Rotten Grapes and where does the idea come from?
From my perspective, I would say that it's to bring improv to Hanoi and eventually the rest of Vietnam. Not necessarily for us to be the #1 group, but to get something started, to get an improv community going, and to bring humor and something entertaining to people so that they can watch but also participate in it if they would like to. It's tough to say how many members we have because we have a constant flow of people coming and going, but we are definitely somewhere around 10 or more that are within the core group of people that have been here for a long time. We all have our own little talents here and there where, for instance, some of us will focus more on creativity of different scenes, and some of us will have knowledge about improv as something that is more of an art on its own. Some of us come and we've done things in other countries with other groups, and we bring in our knowledge of what we've seen in those perspectives. So we all have something to contribute to bring in this eclectic sort of Frankenstein of humorous acting. It's interesting because a lot of the Vietnamese members we have, they have a dual way of seeing things. So a lot of them have either lived abroad or they hang out a lot with expats. So they know how to appeal to those two audiences where you would say there's the expat and the Vietnamese person. So in that sense, they help us be able to reach to Vietnamese people in the audience because they can relate to it personally, but they're also able to adapt to a different sense of humor that's more foreign, I guess.
Is this form of comedy improvisers popular globally, and what about in Vietnam?
Oh, definitely. As far as I know, it's very popular in Western countries. I don't know so much about how it is in Asia. In Africa, where I'm from, in Mozambique, we also have a bit of theatrical movements like this, but not so much improv. I would say, though, in Western countries, there has been a longer history of a focus on improv itself as an aspect of theater. For instance, in Canada and the UK, there are different humor companies, I would say, that cater to this sort of acting.
This is one typical practice of the rotten grapes. Many people would think these actors are impulsive, humorous, extremely free-spirited, and indisciplined. In fact, they are very serious, punctual, and somehow harsh. They follow regular rehearsed and frank assessment on each person acting during and after practices and performances. The smooth, spontaneous, surprising improvisational harmony is due to the strict adherence to the rules of all the actors before coming on stage.
Today we have practiced long form, which is a longer format of improv, basically, and we've practiced to find the fun thing in a scene and make it bigger and more funny. Before we were more focused on shorter form of improv, and now we're focusing more on longer form. So this is kind of new to us.
Tonight, gangs of wild zebras are running the streets
of Zimbabwe.
Again.
This is the third day this week. You see, this is what this country has come to under Mugabe.
Yes.
What's next?
So it was crazy. We were in the studio, and animals started attacking and throwing muffins at us. And so luckily we saw a lion, and we fed it some muffins, and it kind of relaxed and let us be friends with it. But then suddenly we ran out of muffins, and so the lion got very angry again. It started attacking us, and luckily we're very fast, and we ran away. And we were superhero news anchors.
Oh my God.
It's Simba. It's Simba.
Oh my God.
It's Simba. We must take a selfie.
All right.
The Safari Sunset smash from there.
Okay. Wait, over here.
Okay. Here. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's getting closer.
Okay.
So when we prepare for a show, we do lots of acting together, and we learn about how we want to take stories, what kind of characters we want to explore. We practice that kind of thing. So it can take several months to longer to really prepare for a show. In America, it was very popular. And when I moved here, I didn't see anyone doing it. So there was no group to join. But once Lum started the group, I really wanted to participate. I love improv. It's a lot of fun, and you get to use your imagination and be creative. So really, I didn't have improv experience before I came to Vietnam. Lum taught me how to do improv, and we've had some great teachers, some people working with us who have been helping shape this group and make us what we are now.
Cái này nó sẽ yêu cầu khả năng tiếng Anh tương đối tốt rồi, nên là đấy là một cái rào cản cho người Việt khi tham gia. Chắc là trong tương lai thì cũng sẽ cố gắng có thêm người Việt trong nhóm, bởi vì có lẽ là cũng bởi vì một phần là do ngôn ngữ chính của nhóm sử dụng bây giờ vẫn là tiếng Anh. Nếu mà sau này tương lai làm được nhiều hơn bằng tiếng Việt thì có lẽ sẽ phù hợp hơn với khán giả Việt Nam.
Laughter is one irreplaceable taste of life. The Rotten Grapes in particular and comedy impromptu development in general will hopefully gain more awareness, love and appreciation from Vietnamese people. Could you share more with us some of the main activities for the audience as well as the members?
We try to build a sense of trust and community within our own little group. So we'll often go out together for drinks, and we might even have like short trips sometimes when we perform outside of Hanoi to help us build, how can I put it, connections with one another and to get to know each other better. And we also have exercises that we do before starting practice sessions where we have interactions with one another that are on rather intimate level. New people come in, there is a training period for them, sorts of, where they'll participate in a number of workshops to give them the principles and a basic understanding of theater and improv as two separate things. Then there's a graduation show where we'll help them, we'll put them in the spotlight. We'll bring in the previous members that are already established to join with them. For now, we have always focused on doing it small scale here at Black Box with the two shows at L'Espace that we've done so far and the other projects that are a bit smaller outside of Hanoi. But we don't really have a fixed plan to, okay, by this point in time, we're going to deliver a spectacular event at a certain venue. It's more of just expanding awareness about ourselves and then responding to what people are asking for.
Have Hanoi been the inspiration for some of your performances?
I think we draw inspiration from all sorts of aspects of life in different countries. Definitely, there have been times when we bring in different things about everyday life that are funny that people who live in Hanoi can relate to. For instance, motorbikes and the hustle and bustle of living here as an expat and as a Vietnamese person. So there are little elements that we bring into our humorous scenes.
Touch on the art form of comedy improvisation. How do you view the potential of this art form in Vietnam?
I think there's a lot of potential because from the sizes of the audiences that we've had before, there is an interest in it. It's just getting to reach out to the right people and finding ways to really get them to come, because a lot of the time we've noticed it's more about word of mouth, where people will hear about it through friends and on Facebook and other platforms also, obviously. It's been a bit tougher, but there definitely is potential for it. At the moment, I would say that the majority of the people that we've had in our audiences have been expats, but there are definitely Vietnamese people who also have an interest in it.
And what is the plan for the Rotten Grapes in the future?
I don't want to give too much away, but we have big plans to not only reach out to a wider audience, but also to reach out to more Vietnamese people. And not only in English, I guess, but I believe we'll also do things in Vietnamese. But that's a bit of a secret for now.
That's the end of our program today. Thank you so much for watching us. And for the ending part, let's take a look in some of the highlight performances of the Rotten Grapes to get to know a little bit more about them.